So it's actually after hours in the shop now on a day that I'm not supposed to be open, but I am. And I'm here with Cheyenne. Cheyenne was just doing some cutting videos outside with her favorite wakizashi, which she's cleaning up right now. And I've got a custom kukri that I'm working on. Um, Let me get a couple items together before I get too far into this. Right. So let me get a worn piece of foam board here that's basically going to use it to protect the glass and
I've seen better days.
yeah, it's gotten a lot of use here. And what I've done is I've been working on this custom kukri. Yes, it has a cross guard like a Bowie, but that's how it was ordered. This has some really cool root burl for the handle, but there are some voids in this, and I want to go ahead and seal those up, and then I'll polish it back down. So how do I fix that? Well, it's not too difficult, and if you guys follow me on this, I can lead you right along. I am going to grab safety glasses just in case. Just in case. Now, what I'm going to do is basically mix some epoxy and apply it to the areas where it's needed. And now this isn't the same burl, but it's something similar. And this is burl that has been set into a clear epoxy, and you can't tell it except for that spot right there. And this has been stabilized in cactus juice, and then it's
Cactus juice resin.
cactus juice resin, and then it's been set into that clear, and it just fills up all those little voids like you would see here. And once more, it's hard to tell that this isn't a complete block except for that clear kind of translucent area. You used a black on this, didn't you? That worked really well. It
Actually,
blended.
with those, I used clear.
That one's a little bubbly. But you can get into some of these areas where there will be you'll have just some gaps, and maybe there's some areas that when you do your stabilization, or when you do your resin pour, that what might happen is you might get into an area where the resin couldn't reach, and that does happen. So how do we fix that when we come across that? Well, one, let's identify where those areas are, and for the most part it's just right here on this particular piece, but there's a very small, I can get the tip of the toothpick in right here and here and here. So there's just a couple spots that I can apply a little bit, very small amount of epoxy resin, and I'm just going to use the Bob Smith Industries 5-minute that we normally use for our handles here. Now this one, I didn't use any epoxy on it besides the JB weld that I used to close a gap between the guard and the blade on the inside. This is put together with molten pewter, so it is it's quite solid. Got a little bit of weight to it as well. So first thing I want to do, I'm going to take a marker or something that I can set this at an angle, because I don't need a whole lot of epoxy. And I may end up doing this pour, or this pour, I guess it's really not a pour, but I may do this process more than once. And I just need a very small amount of epoxy resin here. There we go. It's just kind of a syphilitic epoxy bottle here. That's about what you want. Okay. Now, as warm as it is, it's not going to take long for this to set up. So what I'm going to do, I'm actually going to hit these little, just little, yeah, little pock marks, little points of interest, if you will. There's one there too. And like I said, I can just polish this back down. Now, for the most part, I probably won't have to. What I will likely do is just wipe that off and blend it in. And it's a pretty simple process there. I guess I will use a paper towel. And I'm just wiping that down and wipe across so that it fills that area, and then I'll clean the rest of it down. Now, I'm not going to have to wait very long for this. I'm not going to have to wait very long at all for that to set up. It's pretty close to setting up as it is. But now I'm just going to wait. Now this is a good time for me to be observant of my epoxy. Now, do I want to go ahead and fill this? I guess I could. It won't take too long. And it's not set up yet, so why shouldn't I, right? That's what I'm thinking. I can't come up with a reason why I shouldn't. I was going to do kind of a two-part process, and then I thought about it, and I was like, no. Now this I am going to lay it on fairly heavy, just because that can seep down into that fissure, that void. Yeah, so I mean, think about like repairing a gun stock or something to that effect. Now the reason I'm leaving it higher here and I'm not wiping it down, it's quite simple, and that's because I've got to polish this down. I've got to polish the pewter down to match the handle material. So I'll just take that down with the surface conditioner when I get to that point. But right now, I am quite happy with how this is turning out. And aside from a little bit of finishing, the piece is almost done. Fish Legend 6543. Hey, man. Whatever works for you, I guess. How's everyone doing? So, we got one of those little trolls. I don't know why I put Gabe, but hey, I mean, it's okay. We accept you for how you are, buddy. You don't have to be hard on yourself about that.
We're very accepting.
Yeah, it's okay. So anyway, this will set up, and right now what I'm going to do, I'm just going to kind of watch my epoxy and see how it gets kind of stringy, kind of gooey and stringy, and it's setting up. So this is going to be an indicator of what's going on here, and at what point should I go ahead and clean this down. Okay. Now, Cheyenne, this isn't your material, but when you do your material, you have a lot of open areas in the natural material.
Absolutely.
And do you have any tips that you can offer up as far as how do you go about your process? Once you've dried, you've got a piece cut to size or shape, and you've got it dried. What do you do from there?
So after you get it dried, you do submerge it into the cactus juice resin. You vacuum that up until there are no bubbles coming out. You allow that to sit 2 to 3 times the amount or the time that it is under vacuum. Then afterwards, if it's a full block that you wouldn't have to submerge in resin, I would still actually recommend that you do, just if in case there are any little areas that are able to
Right.
solidify before you do pour your resin after you put your, well, actually my molds are right here, but after you put them in the resin,
Progress on the
recommend,
epoxy, it's kind of rubbery at this point.
degassing your resin beforehand.
So you don't have the bubbles and everything.
Yes.
So the idea is to try to avoid as many voids as possible.
But with natural material, no matter what, it's
There may be some.
yes.
Yeah. Well, that's cool. This one I did a video earlier. I don't know if I did the video on forging the blade or not, but I know I did a video on setting that emerald cabochon into the pewter while the pewter was molten, and it didn't turn out as square as I wanted it to be, but it's going to look really nice when I'm done. So really looking forward to that. Guys, if you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe to the channel. We've got more build videos coming up. Knife, sword, and firearm reviews, as well as other product reviews, and just all kinds of fun stuff. Any questions, comments, other than Fish Legend 6543? I'm not sure if you're saying something is gay, someone is gay, or you're coming out of the closet. Whatever. I mean, it's all good. So
You do you.
Yep. So anyway, the other thing is that this is actually getting pretty warm right here. This is starting to
At the
Kinda
ectothermic
yeah,
reaction.
yeah, it's starting to produce a little bit of heat. So this should be, yeah, it's just a little tacky right there. But once that's solid, I'll go ahead and sand that down. And I'm probably not going to sharpen this until tomorrow just because I'm kind of tired. Guys, once more, please like and subscribe. We'll catch you in a few. And be sure to check out my other videos. You can also see me on Forged in Fire Season 4, Episode 2, Deerhorn Knives. You can see me on Master of Arms, Season 1, Episode 1, Flintlock Axe Pistol. And you can see Cheyenne on Season 9, Episode 5 of Forged in Fire. We'll catch you in a bit. Later.